Hello everyone, David Cole here, and welcome to video number 4 of 10 in our ESL Teaching Strategy series. In this video, we'll cover appropriate language and some scaffolding as well. So I'm going to break it down into 3 parts: what, why, and how. What is appropriate language? Well, appropriate language is language you can use in class based on the level you're teaching. Since students may differ within the same level, you have to adjust your instruction accordingly. The most crucial aspect of appropriate language is sticking to the lesson vocabulary and sentence objectives. If you work for an online teaching company, they likely provide you with lessons and teacher directions at the bottom of each lesson. So if you're thinking, well, I don't know their previous knowledge or what they already know, I've got some tips to help you out. Let me introduce you first of all to the Tutor Planner. It's a spreadsheet I created when I started teaching privately to track my students' progress and keep everything organized. All right, to get your own copy, you can come over to the tutorresource.com. You must enroll in the course to get the content. But it's a very basic course where you can watch and see how to use this. I tell you step by step how to use for calendar syncing, adding a new student, erasing all data, even using your budgeting, and how to make this spreadsheet your own. So let's take a look at it, shall we? When you first come into the spreadsheet, this is one of my students, we'll go start at the ledger, where I can immediately see how many lessons I have remaining and more. So it tells you all your students' names, what curriculum you're using, what level and unit, any lessons that they're on, the remaining classes that they have left, and if you know, like most of mine are either once or twice a week, so it tells me how many remaining weeks I have until their next payment is due, and even when their previous classes, how long ago I had that student. This is an old spreadsheet form, so not my current one. I wanted to use this one to show you some of the things that are on here. I even have it color coded so you know when they're getting down to the wire and needing to make a payment soon. Now we can go to one of the students. And when you click on these individual tabs, you'll see that you can keep track of your students' progress and any specific feedback. So here I have it, and it even shows me their class performance, how I've rated them, all the notes from the different classes and lessons. So you take your notes after your lesson, say exactly what they did. And a lot of times I keep this for myself and I send it to the parent so the parent knows what's going on with the student and with their child's learning. So that really helps a lot. And here's the clincher. You can see what lesson is coming up next. When you go under the main thing, when you're first looking at your student as you're doing your prep, all right, they are now on lesson 1, level 2, unit 4. And their next class is going to be on this date. And we're even going to do it in this type of situation. You can set up different types of ways you're going to have class to your students. So all that's right there. So this one is Teachers Together English, level 2, unit 4, lesson 1 is the next lesson shown here. And after you're done with the class, you just update it. You just type in lesson 2 and change the next class date. It's very simple, easy as that. All right. And you can review your information with your students by just going into your lesson. Like you go on to Teachers Together English, if that's where you're getting your lessons. You can pull up the next lesson super quick and easy and review the lesson that is next. So in this case, I pulled up into level 5. So if I have a student doing level 5, I want to get into dinosaurs with them. I can pull that up right here and I can do a little preview and see what's next. And I can look at the whole lesson if I want to. You can see here, Or I can just say, oh, all right, on the Soon I Will page, this is what's going to be happening. This is what's going to be covering. And now I know what I'm going to be doing and what I'm going to be going through. And a lot of times there's different ones that say the teacher's directions and tells you what's going to be on these things. So that's how we work with these types of lessons. If you're not yet subscribed to a curriculum and you want to check out Teachers Together English, there is a free tier as well. So go back here and I'll show you the free tier, which allows you to have a little bit of everything. When you're at the top in your menu, there's a free trial area here. And there's even a few cool new things like a placement test that helps you figure out where your new student is and what they can do right now. So what's included here's the free membership, lots of over 600 lessons, homework assignments, level 0 all the way up to level 6 currently, a new writing curriculum, and we've even got a speaking curriculum coming up soon. It might already be out by the time you're seeing this video. But one of the coolest things is being able to do the placement test. So under here, under assessments, you can actually go in, you can do a whole little lesson, figure out where your student is, where their writing is, where their reading, writing, or listening and speaking is, and start taking your lessons right from the right spot, whether it's a level 1, level 2, maybe you thought they were level 2, but they're actually level 3. This placement test will help you move along in that. So it does everything right here. You just go through, it tells you how to use the placement test, and this is free. You don't even have to be a member of the site to use this placement test. If you want to see the entire curriculum, I'll leave a link in the description below. Teachers Together English believes in the collaborative process. So if you ever see something that needs updating or want something else created, message them on Facebook. They're good at getting back to folks ASAP and can provide tips for teaching specific lessons if you need them. So why should we use appropriate language? Using appropriate language is essential for effective teaching. Here's what I've learned from feedback and my own experience. First and foremost, incidental language is a big issue. I see this often, especially with our younger students. For example, when teaching a younger student with a warm-up slide, some teachers might say, okay, now we're going to do warm-up. For the warm-up, I would like you to circle the apple. Can you circle the apple? With a levels 2 student, they have no idea what you just said. Instead of using transition phrases like, we are going to start with a warm-up, keep it very basic. For level 2 student, avoid transition phrases altogether. Simply say, apple, point to the apple, and cup your hand to your ear. You smile, give the good thumbs up, say, good job. Then circle the apple while you're circling it on screen. Make sure that they respond out loud. Mime the words. Circle the lemon. Oh, I'm circling the lemon. And remember, you can count them on your fingers. Circle the lemon. All right. Then make sure you're giving them praise as you're going as well. Say, yes, good job, Susie. High five. And you can even underline something on there, like a picture or alligator. And then cup your hands and say, alligator. Count out those syllables. Gator. Alligator. Good. Yes, alligator. See, this was a simple warm-up activity just to show you how you can instruct without incidental language. So for higher levels like 3, 4, 5, 6, transition phrases are okay. You are not scripted at those levels. Now, on the other side of the spectrum with younger students, levels 1 and 2, you may encounter the issue of language not being challenging enough. So, for example, with a warm-up slide like a poem or a song that says the teacher reads and the student repeats. If you realize that your student can read it on their own, let them. Don't stop them with phrases like, no, repeat after me. Don't go ahead. If they can read the wheels on the bus by themselves, underline as they read and correct any mistakes. You might even turn it into a fun activity. For example, you have the student say, the wheels on the bus, and you say, go round and round. Student, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. See, you can change it up a little bit. This way you can adjust to the student's level, make it fun and engaging, getting that output that we talked about before. All right. Now, imagine receiving feedback from a parent saying, you spoke slower than the student was capable of. This can happen. If you're used to speaking slowly for your younger students and have to switch to an older student. See what I did there? When I talk with younger students, I'm much slower. This is a lemon. Whereas if I'm with my older student, this is a lemon. So you can start speaking more and more naturally and at a natural tone and speed with the older students, the more practiced students. All right. Now, be aware of your speaking speed and style based on that student's needs. Some students can have a conversation just like you would with a friend. Adapt to your students both with their language level and the speed at which you use it. So just like in a classroom, you're there to correct misunderstandings and grammar. They may not pronounce everything correctly, but let them go at their own pace without slowing them down. You can always fix that later. I love to underline, then go back. So they read in a paragraph, I underline a couple, and then I go back and say, let's do this word again. Let's do this word again. And that way we can practice those words and do proper pronunciation without disturbing the flow and their confidence level as they go. All right, and so how do we teach the same lesson to different levels? Well, here's an example. A lot of times the lessons, if you're using something like TTE, they're already made for the right level. But sometimes you're going to want to use a certain material. Maybe you really want a birthday lesson, and they only have it available for a level 3, but you want to use it on your level 5. So, or a holiday specific lesson without reworking the slides for different levels. Okay, we can even use TPR to teach Santa. Well, with this, for a younger student, we could just say Santa. 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 Good. Great. Now, Santa. Good. Bag. bag. Yes. What color is the bag? Red. Red. A red bag. Yes. Good job. Now, where's Santa? Circle Santa. Yes. Circle the bag. Yes. Good job. See, by practicing and using the TPR, we're able to teach this to a younger student. We could even teach other words in this lesson to the younger student, such as present. Present. Now, presents. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4 presents. Yes, good, great job. Circle the presents. Good. 2 more. Yes. 1 more. Yay! Presents. Good. There are 4 presents. Good. Circle Santa. Yes. Circle the bag. Yay! Good job. For level 3, intermediate type levels, add transition phrases and ask questions like, what color is Santa's bag? That encourages interaction. This lesson fits well. You can teach, this is Santa. This is Santa. Now, while we're talking about it, you can draw your circle or an arrow. This is Santa. Good. Ooh. This is Santa's bag. Bag. Santa's bag. Good. Ooh. What's in Santa's bag? Let's say presents. Presents. Good job. Presents. These are presents. These are presents. Good. Now, at this level, they can usually understand questions like, Do you want a present? Do you want a present? Okay. Which present do you want? Circle the present. Good. Say, I want the green present. Good job. High five. For older students, advanced students, incorporate open-ended questions and encourage discussions about personal experiences or opinions. See, for these, you can click on the reading sections or just have them read. Have them read to you, correcting when needed. As they read along, you can draw lines. Like this Santa Claus. Worldwide. Eve. Yes. Good. So we want to encourage them to read, and then we can correct any pronunciation mistakes afterwards. Or wait that 3 seconds if they're struggling on a word to give them the correct word. Very good. We can also ask open-ended comprehension questions. Do you celebrate Christmas? What would you want as a present? Good. So this way you can encourage them to ask you questions about the holiday. That's all fun, and we can have lots and lots of fun with these types of lessons for all different age groups. Okay, those are a few examples of how to really instruct effectively using appropriate language. Thanks for joining me in this video. I hope that you enjoy this series of ESL teaching strategies. How have the tips been helping you in your online lessons? Feel free to share your own tips and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Thanks again, and see you in the next video. Alright, your task after watching this video is to identify one area where you can simplify or adapt your language for different student levels. Try it in your next class. Share your experience in the comments. In the next video, we'll dive into phonics and how it lays the foundation for reading and pronunciation. Stay tuned.